to talk just for a minute about something it seems so simple. People say you have to feel your feelings. You've heard feel, deal, heal. That's how we heal, is to feel our feelings. But for some reason, I don't think it's just me. I think I've heard other people express this too, but for me, for sure, when people first told me, or my therapist first told me, you need to feel your feelings, I can remember being like, what the hell do you mean? Like, what? I feel my feelings. I was definitely pissed off and angry. But that was like, the one feeling I felt before I learned really how to feel my feelings. It's such a process in the beginning, at least any of you that have done this work. In the beginning, I had to take my journal and I had to sit down and before the journal, I had to notice like something's wrong. Like I'm ticked. I feel like something's off. Something's bothering me, but I can't quite put my finger on it. And so I'd have to get my journal and then I just have to sit there. And eventually I learned how to go into my body and feel, where is this coming from? Like, what is this? But to kind of sit there and expect to feel a negative emotion or feel something uncomfortable or awful or whatever like rises up in the quiet. So this feeling rises up and then you're kind of like, okay, now that it's here, what do I do with it? Well, what I've learned over the years is that the feeling that comes up, let's say it's anxiety. It wants to be several things. It wants to be seen. It wants me to feel it. So it wants me to acknowledge it and then just let it be there. And then it wants to be loved and welcomed. And what I mean by that is not, oh, I love having anxiety. I mean like, you know what? I know that you're here for a good reason and that I'm gonna eventually know what that reason is. Maybe you're a messenger to help me know there's a toxic relationship in my life that I need to set boundaries with. For example, this feeling wants to be accepted, and that's when it heals. And then we can release it. Okay, anxiety, I see what you're saying here. Sarah is toxic. I mean, she always crosses my boundaries. She takes, and never gives back. And so I need to set boundaries there. And now I can release the anxiety because I've set the boundaries and we no longer have Sarah taking advantage of us. The interesting thing for me is how many times I decided to just ignore it, to just push it down, suppress it. Let's just get busy. I would get busy, or I would, let's go have drinks, or let's have lunch, or maybe I'll go shopping, just keep myself busy, in the back of my mind, I know that there's some kind of feeling coming up, but I'm just like, I'll stay so busy and I'll just keep it at bay. But it doesn't stay at bay. The feelings will keep knocking at the door until we decide, I'm going to sit with this. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to be in it. I'm going to accept it. And I'm going to release it. We think we're so smart. We can avoid feeling everything. I know I did. You really can't. I mean, you can for a while. And eventually, you kind of become a person who lives in denial and is kind of flighty and not really there because you don't feel anything. So it's something that can be resolved. I think a simple way for me to think about it is I'm going to sit with it. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to try to ask it what the message is for me, because it always has a message. That's the healing. So I'm healing it, and then I'm going to release it and be free of it. And then you just feel, when you do feel your feelings on a consistent basis like this, now I can just let the feelings kind of go through me. But I still sometimes have to sit down with my journal and get to business with it. But I can't tell you how much lighter I feel now that I do feel my feelings. I deal with it, and I release it, and it's gone. And it just makes life a lot lighter, and it makes my life a lot richer. So I just wanted to share that.